Hello, beautiful people. Number 2 today. I thought I'd do another live. It's been a great day. It's been rainy. We had an afternoon thunderstorm. I just love it. I freaking love the rain. I wanted to talk a little bit about ego and when we're triggered in our ego and that feeling of ego versus the feeling of our higher self and what it means. When we're in that ego state, it's very primal driven. It's very fear driven. It's very panic stricken. It's like it has an urgency behind us. When we're sitting in our higher self, it's calm and it's like guiding and it's loving and it's not making rash decisions. Our ego is trained and our primal mind is trained to get us out of danger. And 99% of the triggers in our life are not life or death danger. It's understandable if we were running through the forest and a bear was after us or a dog was attacking us, then yes, it's like this, you have to get out of there and you need to fight for it. But when we're triggered in everyday life due to traumatic events that have happened in our past that have caused belief patterns, we will go back into that panic mind and we will be like, and you'll like panic or you'll get mad or you'll just want to fight. And when we feel like we want to fight with another person, it's really just a power struggle. Our society has become this struggle of where we're trying to take power from each other, energy from each other. Power struggles are just each person trying to gain the energy off the other person because they've come out of a place where they're not channeling energy from source. You're trying to suck it out of everybody else, hence the term energy vampires or energy thieves or whatever it is. But when we look in and work through our triggers and unknot those knots in our system and allow the energy to flow through freely and channel energy from source instead of needing to get it off other people, codependent relationships is another great energy zapper because we're trying to take energy off of the other person when we're codependent because we feel like we need to make them feel good to make us feel good. So it's taking energy or addictive things, drugs, sex, gambling. It's energy. It's trying to feel power. It's trying to feel in control when really you're doing the opposite. You're losing control of things. So when you feel like you're triggered in your ego, when you feel that unease, feel into it. Ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? What fears in the background are running this? What is running this subconscious program in me that's making me feel this way? And you might not get the answer right away. You might need to cry it out. And then all of a sudden it will come to you one day. I remember amidst my healing journey, and we're always healing, right? But when I was really, really doing the deep shadow work and healing, I'd ask myself something like a week before with one of my guides and coaches, one of my healers, and I was making my bed one night, like putting fresh sheets on like a Sunday night, and the answer came to me. It was because I wasn't looking for it. I wasn't searching. I wasn't like, I need this answer now. It came to me and I fell to the floor and I cried for about an hour, but I cleared it out of my system and it was like, wow, I untied that knot. That's what these triggers, these energy blockages in our system are. Think of them as like knots in a rope, big knots that are slowing down the movement of energy through our system. And as we untie that trauma, untie that trigger and dig to what's caused it, then we can allow the energy to flow through and we can tune into source more and flow energy from source. I've talked in a lot of my groups and online chats about flowing source from energy and changing that energy flow. And I've worked with a few clients on that too, where we shift energy flow. So we're not pulling in through our chakras from people needing affirmations, needing acceptance, needing attention from other people. And we're pulling from source. And it's a beautiful thing when you switch that because you get into this place of your energetic divinity, your energetic sovereignty, and you become this big ball of glowing love energy because you're taking it from the source of all, from love, from divine love. And you embody that and it's beautiful. And you start to resonate this beauty from source. And it's the most powerful thing in the world. So that's another thing that I love doing with clients. It's like shifting that energy flow so you can feel it coming from source. But yeah, I just want to talk about that. When you feel those ego triggers, feel through. Step out of them. You got it. Don't let the ego take you down. Don't become your emotions. Don't let the old emotions take over. Make new, higher decisions. better decisions, to ascend, to go on the highest, best timeline, to guide you divinely, rather than going back in that hamster wheel of karmic residue where you're doing the same thing over and over again. If you do get caught in it, don't feel shameful. Don't feel bad. If you hurt somebody, apologize to them. If you hurt yourself, apologize to yourself, but get up, dust yourself off. No shame, no guilt, because you want to remove that from your life. Shame, guilt, and judgment are the most toxic things we can keep with us. Shame, guilt, and judgment. Shame, guilt, and judgment of others. Shame, guilt, and judgment of ourselves. When you feel those emotions, when you feel those feelings, those that judgment feeling, don't feel shame for having it. Just make a higher decision, be like, I'm not going to judge this person, because when we judge somebody else, we're really just judging an unhealed part of ourselves. I'm going to pull a card. There was my little coaching for tonight. Feel through it. When you're feeling out of sorts, ground. When you're feeling out of sorts, one thing that I really like to teach is we need our own energetic sovereignty. So when we're asking for energy from other people, that's pulling in from other people. So what's that doing? That's gunking up our lower chakras, because you might want to ask for prayers and energy from people, but really all you need to do is tune into that source. Tune into source. Don't ask outside people unless you're going to a healer that is of the divine light and highest best good, because when you ask from a group of people, you don't know what's being sent your way. It'd be like sleeping around. You don't know what you're going to get. Protect yourself. Your energy is it's like your currency. It's the most important thing to you. So don't give it away, and don't accept anything to your energy field. Sovereignty. It becomes an addiction sometimes, asking and seeking energy and validation, all this from other people. Slow down. Bring it from source. Don't gunk up your chakras. Don't gunk up your energy field with other people's energy. And not saying their energy is bad or wrong or not good, but it may not be good for your system. So don't do it. You wouldn't just eat a piece of chewing gum on the ground that was somebody else's, or, and that's what you're doing when you're asking for all this energy from people. Tune into source. It's all you need. And God, source, universe wants you to know that. There, I needed to share that. That one just came through. But we're going to ask for a card. Spirit, what is in our highest best good going forward from now, and is on the other side? And it's really bright behind me right now. The clouds just parted. It says, I fully live each stage of my life, accepting it totally. A difficulty creates a bridge towards a better understanding of inner peace. I stay receptive, moment to moment, always holding on to my faith. I know that the light is always there on the other side. And that's that ego. Once you choose to transcend that ego, the ego will always be there, and it is important when it's not running the show all the time unconsciously. We need our ego to drive us. Ego is important. It's the yin and the yang. It's the shadow and the light. We need it. The ego is part of us. But when we reprogram it and realize that when things, quote unquote, bad things or not good things happen, they're not the end all be all. There's something else waiting. There's another door waiting to open. And when you surrender to it and don't allow it to absolutely destroy you, the door will open so much quicker. I love you. Have a beautiful Sunday night or whenever you're watching this. And thanks for being a part of this. I love you so much. Bye.